All right, and we are live for January 5th, picks and preview for the small college basketball slate, but beautiful nonetheless. Today we still got this Colorado is it's entirely cooked. They're getting ran out the gym by Arizona, as to be expected. I got a little cute with that Colorado pick yesterday. But Utah's left up next for the night for me. They are still 6. I don't give a shit. Green Bay went down 2.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, great. You saved me from going hospital, Detroit Mercy.
God,
I mean, dude, God,
don't fall for the soup.
dude. I mean, yeah. Thank you. I didn't tweet it, but I tailed it, which was great. I had a with your tails. I had a 6-0 start to the night.
Let's go.
4-0. I had a while I was in the sauna today in the gym. I was like, this is gonna smack. I never tease college basketball. I should never tweet that, to be honest. But I teased the under in Elon William Mary, which was smart because the real over under didn't hit. And then Lipscomb EKY, they were at like 88 points in the first half, and then it became a sweat over 148 and a half. But it ended up hitting at like 153. Northern Kentucky was big. Wright State was big. And then I tailed Shot Quality Bets' Stetson live under, which was kind of sweaty. I took the under and then it rose like 4 points. So I was like, oh shit. But then it went right back down. Just classic algorithm of it moving 2 minutes up, when there's a fast start. I love catching those kind of quick on the timing.
100%.
Solid night. Washington's selling though, like they're Sean Michael.
They're up 2 right now.
They're up 2?
They're up to 65-67.
I turned it off.
You can't turn it back on.
No way. No can do. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah.
All right, my mic has always been sucky, but oh man.
Yeah, no, we should be good. This Colorado, their live total is 62.5 now. Yeah, I think barring anything ridiculous, I should at least get that under home.
At least you kind of like hedged out the over.
Yeah, I knew it right away. I was like, this is just dead in the water. Just they can't get anything at the rim. Not to mention Lampkin was in foul trouble too in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't watching that game either because I was watching Minnesota, Michigan, 71-76.
That game I'm upset about. I was talking about Minnesota last night, but the strength of schedule scared me off. Because when you looked at it, I was like, fair enough. They have played enough teams, and that Doug McDaniel nugget that he's going to be ineligible after the next game due to like academic issues. So I thought maybe he would show up here his last home game. I think it's his last.
They got one more, I think, or is that an away game?
The next guy, semi-away. So this is his last home game. So I figured he would probably show up a little bit. Michigan would get it done. But I also thought Minnesota was just going to win, but scared off by the damn numbers with the strength of schedule bogusness.
I saw so many people on the over in Michigan, Minnesota, and that was my initial
Big Ten feeling.
Overs. Yeah, no, like I'm even feeling it for a play that we have in a second that we'll talk about, which many will probably take the over there. But yeah, I think it's going to be sweaty. It's 71-66. The foul game's about to ensue, so we'll see. This is where the witching hour in CBB exists. But yeah, man, I'm pumped for tomorrow. We're going live Saturday morning as well.
Hopefully earlier.
Yeah, that way
9 a.m. Central.
We're not competing with our guy Mike Randall. Maybe and all those guys don't want to compete with them, so we'll try to go a little above him in the early slate and knock it out in an hour and a half or so. Massive slate, but they're doing it right. As I saw, we talked about this, Trevor. They got all the games on before football on Saturday, which is like the big, like the really good, like the really good games. They're all great. I love every single one of them. I'm not indifferent to the 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock games for sure. And there are some good games on at night as well.
Love ending out in Hawaii.
Yeah, Ole Miss, Tennessee at 6. You got IU, Ohio State. That's not great. Texas Tech, Texas. IU, playing at 8 with the Colts on at 8:15 and the biggest Colts
Makes no
game in
sense.
maybe 3 or 4 years. I mean, flex
Yeah.
the IU game.
Yeah, no shit. But people are going to be at that IU game. It's still going to be packed.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be rocking. But let's get in before we get into Saturday. We got tomorrow a little mini slate. I heard Small's in. That's what I've been hearing. So Small slate.
Who's playing?
To win. A small. I was just saying the slate's pretty small tomorrow, so figure we can talk about that before we talk about our big Saturday hodgepodge.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
1 second. Just. Sorry, I was just trying to see if I'm looking at the Seattle second half -5 potentially.
Seattle
they were down
second
big.
half.
Now they're up 3. Yeah, we got time yet. I'll let you know if I hear back. Just seeing what somebody at Shot Quality was thinking about that game.
Nice.
But regardless, first game of the day, banger of a game too. 5:30.
Banger.
Connecticut at Butler. Connecticut's laying 6.5. Over under is 144. I am a believer in Hinkle Magic. It's a real thing, especially on a Friday night when there's nothing else to do in Indiana or wherever the hell. I guess it's Indianapolis. There's probably something to do. But before all that, for the nightlife, you go to Butler and you see them take down Connecticut outright. This game. UConn is without Donovan Clingan. So that's going to help Butler. Obviously, they'll have Andre Screen and Jalen Thomas rolling down low, 2 big men. So that'll really help fill up the paint down low in space of Clingan. Not to mention they have Telford and Pierre Brooks. Pierre Brooks is a walking bucket. That he did not have a good game last game. 11 points. He shot 9 threes. He was 3 of 11 from the floor. 2 free throws. Still grabbed up 7 rebounds, which is little above average, but still semi-average for him. I think he's going to have a big game tomorrow. He has to. Otherwise, this team's going to get run out the gym. Pasha Alexander had a solid game against St. John's also. I really think they're going to have to step up. And UConn also, they couldn't miss from 3 for a while there. That first half was lights out. They finished 12-26. But they shot 69% inside the arc. 69%. And Butler is going to defend that a lot better than DePaul will. And Butler is allowing 48.5% inside. So they should be able to clog up that paint and force them to shoot jumpers. Connecticut can still all make those, but they're living in the paint, 62% inside. So when they're getting what they want, they're just going to pound it inside. They don't care. They take what they can get. And I think tomorrow Butler's going to have to do a really good job with Telfort and Screen and Thomas just being enforcers in the paint, not letting them inside, giving them anything easy. I think it's going to be the key. And Butler can shoot free throws also. 31st in the country. They're at home. They don't turn the ball over. I mean, this just feels like they're begging you for UConn. Taking 6.5, they just walloped DePaul by 30. St. John's they beat by 4, which is a far better team than Butler. I wouldn't say far better, but better team. I mean, it just feels like it's such a short spread, and they're asking for that Connecticut money. But give me Butler at Hinkle with the Magic and sprinkle on the money line also.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably take them to cover. I initially like the under too, but normally when I talk about it, just how about you fade my totals on the next day? Because sometimes I fade myself. But gosh, yeah, I think I'm just gonna take Butler to cover. It might be a little sweaty. UConn can win by 8. Got to shout out my guy Nick Cross. Just texted me, made me smile. Thanks for listening, buddy. Appreciate you. But so I probably will lean the over. I know Butler. There's a trend with Butler and unders and night games in Hinkle Fieldhouse. Connecticut hasn't scored at all, really, other than obviously the DePaul game. But I mean, what was it? It was 4-4 at the 13-minute mark, 8-4.
Yeah, it was 9-10 through 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was incredible. I never seen that before. But 69 versus St. John's, 60 against Seton Hall, 76 against Gonzaga. They blew them out. 65 against Kansas. I feel like it's going to be a more gritty game. UConn plays a slower pace. Butler, a very above average styled pace, they can score a lot of points. But in these closer games, they can get a little more gritty. So I like the over 144 and Butler to cover. I might just sprinkle the money line instead just to have some fun. That place is going to be absolutely jumping, and it's just a absolute toaster in there, man. It's a good place to watch. I wish I could go tomorrow. So not too far from me, but yeah, Butler is playing great. I love your call out with Posh last week too. Or was that last week? Was that, or when was that?
Sometime, I think maybe earlier this week, Tuesday, when they played at St. John's.
I'm all jumbled, but yeah, Klingon being out, they got to figure out how to gel. They got some absolute ballers though, so stinks to fade UConn. I'll be interested to see where this points in line moves tomorrow. If people will be riding Butler or Connecticut, but my initial read is going to be taking the stadium, as well as the team that's really coming together and got a lot to play for. And this would be their first big win in quite some time. This was last year. I saw UConn at -6.5. I'd be putting my savings on that, right? Yeah. But it's a different team. And UConn's playing good, but the only thing that scares me is, or doesn't scare me, that entices me for Butler. They're off 2 losses as well. They got a lot to prove going into the Big East. Let's see. Yeah, they are off 2 losses, right? Providence and St. John's. So barely beating Georgetown's kind of scary at home, but I think they can bounce back and at least make it close to cover. So I'll be with you on Butler and leaning the over there. A little sweaty though.
Yeah, I don't hate that over at all. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yep. I like that over too. I'm probably going to be rolling with Butler with the spread and whatnot. I really think the Hinkle Magic shows up tomorrow. KenPom's got this as a 6-point win. Not really, I think Butler gets us out, right? Hinkle Magic is a real thing. Friday night, prime time. Give it to me. Give it to me. Actually, just out of curiosity, Butler was dog shit last year, so they probably got blown out. Wasn't even going to look at last year's score. Anyway, yeah, that's where we stand for that. And going back to what Colby said, yeah, Colorado looks like dog shit. It's I really thought they'd play a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think they were going to cover necessarily, but I thought they'd at least have some success offensively, and they cannot do anything. So I'm glad I grabbed that team total under when I did. Kind of at least hedge out of that, because they are a mess right now. Down 30 and 15 minutes left in the game. Good God. But you know what's funny is when Arizona goes to Colorado later this year, Colorado's going to find a way to like have them on the ropes or beat them. It's just how it'll go. What's that?
Oregon just won outright, 76-74, it looks like.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm sweating out the under in Michigan, Minnesota. But yeah, Colby, Thad Matta, great coach. That team last year, they showed strides, but they were just had came together. He's got these guys cooking this year though, and definitely improving every game. And like I mentioned, this is the biggest game they played with a chance to actually win. Fans weren't showing up last year. They're going to be showing up this year. Butler can squeak in. Maybe this year in the tournament, they're definitely got a lot to do in the Big East. So we'll see about that. But
yeah, 100%. Thad Matta is going to be a huge factor for that game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Next game, Canisius at Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's is laying 2.5. Over unders 145. I am looking at a stat here. Let me look at this. Canisius is 10th in the country, allowing 22.5% of points for the opponents to come from downtown. 10th best in the country, not 10th worst. Mount St. Mary's, or I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong one. Yeah, anyway, Canisius can guard the 3 very well, and they can shoot the 3. That's about the best things they do. I mean, they can rebound the ball a little bit, but they're not a crash the glass kind of team whatsoever. And Mount St. Mary's, here we go, is only allowing 24.3% of points coming from 3-point land. And Canisius likes to get a lot of their points from 3-point, 36%, which is 47th in the country. So this game is going to come down to 3-point line. And I'm going to side with Mount St. Mary's here at home. They had two road wins. They beat Loyola Marion, St. Francis, nothing impressive. They lost by 12 on the road to Georgia. So that was a pretty, guess you could say, good loss. Lost by 9 at Mississippi also. And we know Mississippi's a solid team. And Canisius, they are coming off back-to-back losses, 11 points at Pittsburgh, and they lost by 8 at High Point last week. Or they haven't played since the December 22nd, so they're going to have fresh legs. I don't care. I still think Mount St. Mary's is they also have fresh legs, but I still think Mount St. Mary's is going to get this done. They turn the ball over a little bit, but they also force turnovers, which Canisius does, and they don't go after turnovers here. So that's going to kind of offset it a tad, I think, here, but it's still going to be an ugly game. Nothing pretty. I don't want to bet my money on this, but Mount St. Mary's is where I would go for this game inside the MAC.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is a weird one, but Mount St. Mary's has hit their first half money line 20 out of the last 31 games. I'm gonna go with their first half, maybe to get an extra little bit of value, whatever you call it. No expert, but it'll be like -120. Is Mount St. Mary's sitting at like -140? Definitely like them to cover. I think that's what the line's telling you to take. This team is not. I think many would think Canisius should be the team that's favored, although they're on the roads. People will think that, but as Vegas is seeing too, Mount St. Mary's has got some stellar defense, as you mentioned, and Canisius can't defend inside the arc. But Mount St. Mary's doesn't really do anything else other than play inside the 3-point line. That well-oiled machine basketball of spread it around and 3 pivot stance. Or 3 triple threat stance, but Canisius got some hoopers, but they always screw me, man. When I bet Canisius, I'm always like, why am I betting Canisius? I told myself that a couple times last year, so yeah, I'll lean with St. Mary's with you, but that first half money line is what I'm looking at as well. Just do it being kind of trendy, and you might get a little bit of extra value than the -140 juice on the money line for the game.
Yeah, agree with you there. Not too much, nothing too special on this game for me.
Where are we going to be watching this game? Some like illegal stream, or I guess not illegal stream, but legal,
ESPN
Plus. Legal stream. Yeah. What is their conference?
NEC front row. This is an NEC, but
NEC front row. Go home, whatever, guys. I'm not watching that.
Fairfield. It's going to be a great game, though.
Great game.
Next, Fairfield at Siena here. Let's go. I can't find this damn thing on the. There it is. The very bottom of the thrill score. Fairfield is riding a 6-game win streak here. They are 4-2 away from home, actually, and they are headed to Siena tomorrow. And they did beat Yale on the road. They beat them by 4. Drexel, they got walloped, but that was also on the road. Siena here, this is arguably one of the worst teams in the country. They like to crash the offensive glass. 36% of possessions are getting second chances, 23rd in the country, but their offense is still 43.4 effective field goal percentage. Not good. They're 14.5% of their possessions are getting stolen away. Fairfield, 54th in the country in the steal percentage, 11.7% of defensive possessions getting steals. 56 in the country and forcing turnovers. They're middle of the pack shooting 49.4% effective field goal. Nothing impressive. They're not grabbing rebounds, but this team's running a 6-game win streak. They're coming into the new year. They get Siena. Siena's absolute dog shit. They lost by 16 or 14 to Central Michigan. They lost by 20 to American. They somehow hung in by 2 against Milwaukee, but Albany beat them by fucking 35. Mount St. Mary's booked it by 30. This is a smash spot. Fairfield -5. Lay it.
Smash spot at MVP Arena. God, I don't want to be like hey, Trevor, you're jumping off a bridge. I'm jumping off a bridge. I feel like I did that the last show with you, but hey, some of it, I think our leans were right, with Xavier and a couple of those others. So follow your gut. I'll lean the -5 with you, but I'm going to take the under, I think 139.5, 138.5 is where I'm seeing. I'll look at a Siena team total under, but seeing the 138 with a 4, so they'll probably be in the 60s. They're not scoring more than 70 points. No way. There's just no way. Fairfield does kind of run quickly, but they're not the best scoring team. And I mean, Siena's defense is god awful, like we mentioned. And I can't name a single player, and I'm not going to read Ken Palm to think that I know a single player on Siena. Even against Cornell, they scored 74 points. I think we could score 74 against Cornell the way they run. St. Bonaventure 56, Brown 67, Massachusetts 66. So they hung in there that Massachusetts game, man. I'll shout out Siena. But yeah, I'll lean Fairfield, but also lean the under 138, 139 if you see it.
Yeah, that under is a good look. I mean, Fairfield's holding Wagner to 51, Sacred Heart to 57, FDU to 69. I mean, even held Drexel to 65 still. I mean, so their defense is decently solid when it wants to show up, forcing turnovers and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's going to happen against Siena tomorrow. I actually just bet Fairfield -5 before it starts popping up, because I do not want to be laying like 6.5, 7 with Fairfield. But if you're going to give me sub 2 possessions here, well, I guess tad over 2 possessions if you're not counting threes, give me Fairfield. They're going to force turnovers, and Siena can't do shit.
I think the total too will move down to 37, 36.
Do we do a little parlay here? Fairfield in the under?
Oh my God, sure. Let's do an NEC parlay.
I'm seeing plus 257.
Sure, love it. If you can tease it to 140, 141, I don't believe in teasing.
I won't be teasing. I don't like teasing college hoops. This is so much variance.
I know it's not the right play, but
it's not for the faint of heart, I should say.
139 for sure. It's just not worth it like it is in football, where you can get 10 points at the price of like 6 at CB and CVB. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's no key numbers for basketball really, too. I mean, especially nowadays, like in college, kids will foul just because, like we saw it in Cal last night. 2.5 seconds left and down 6 after a missed shot, still foul. It's like, all right, well, there's your key number, quote unquote. You could say for 2 possessions with 6 there. Fucking throw that out the window. Now you just lost by 8. So
didn't they move to 6, or did they open at 6?
It dropped down to 7. It was 8. 7. I think it was 8.5 or 9.5, and it went all the way down to 7. I know we were talking about it.
That was a spot. Yeah, go ahead. We don't need to talk about USC. We don't need to talk about USC. The whole world does. Talks about some mid team, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, fuck USC. Iona is laying 2 at St. Peter's tomorrow. Yes, we're just going over the board. We got 8 games, so nothing too crazy. Iona
St. Peter's. Yeah, no. This is priced accordingly. I just want to fade Tobin Anderson at all. I think the play is it Iona? I think the play might be Iona, but I don't know. Iona looks like the better team on paper. I think that's why they're getting the -2. There's so much that can happen with this game. I might just take St. Peter's money line sprinkle since it's plus money at home. That's how you don't tail me on this game, guys, because one thing to point out is that their free throw attempts, field goal attempts, not very good. The free throw percentages aren't very good. Iona does not shoot the free throw, like I mentioned, very, very much at all. St. Peter's fouls a lot, though, with their defense being pretty stellar, which is interesting. And a weird thing to point out. So, yeah, I think Iona, you're going to see them shooting the 3 heavy. St. Peter's defends the 3, almost a top 100 team in the nation, just sitting there about little way above average, almost in the top tier of teams in 3-point percentage. So I'll talk myself into taking the Peacocks. Little magic. Fade Tobin Anderson. Go ahead, Trev. What you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. St. Peter's rebounds. They can't hang onto the ball, but they force turnovers and they defend, unlike Iona, and they can shoot free throws, unlike Iona. Iona can shoot the 3 ball, but Iona's St. Peter's is only allowing 27%. So that's about top 100 in the country defending the 3 for points. Yeah, I mean, the one thing is going to be the turnovers, but they can force turnovers and rebound too, along with defending. So I lean that with you. I don't want any part of this game because I can see it going both ways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This game is going to be super sweaty. Maybe a team down 8 or 6 really late comes back. One of those type ordeals.
Yeah. Kobe is asking. We'll just hop right in this game. Kobe's wondering why Quinnipiac is only laying 4 points tomorrow. That is a good question. They're coming off a 25-point drumming on the road at Florida. Otherwise, they have a home loss to Yale. They did lose to Canisius on the road and UMass. Otherwise, at home, they are undefeated minus the Yale game, which they lost at home. But Yale's a good team. No shame in that for Quinnipiac. They held in there, though, only lost by 7. They shoot the free throw elite, 78% in the country. They're not forcing rebounds. They're crashing the glass at least. Struggle to defend the 3-point line and shoot inside as well. Whereas Rider, they crash the glass on both ends significantly. They shoot the free throw all right, but nothing very elite. They are coming off of 2 losses here, a Penn loss and Penn State loss. Penn State, they got drilled by let me do them at 27 points there on the road. So, I mean, Penn State was due to wreck somebody. But I'm not too high on this Rider team. I'm not sure. Maybe Quinnipiac had an injury last game. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, they haven't played since December 30th also. So I would actually lean Quinnipiac in this one just because they can shoot free throws and they crash the glass too. Rider just doesn't do much right. They can't force turnovers. They don't hang onto the ball. 353rd in the country at shooting the 3, 26%. 339th inside the arc at 44.1%. And they are allowing a free throw attempt on 42.9% of possessions. That's 334th in the country. Let me just do this on team rankings, a little easier to read. Shooting defense, opponents' free throws.
Give me Quinnipiac, whatever the heck. I mean, give me the Bobcats.
Yeah.
This line is awful, though. It is so against my thought process in college basketball, which is so crazy and unorthodox, right? That's what you kind of have to be in CBB almost, or in betting CBB. Man, I would take like Eastern Kentucky today against Lipscomb. I like Eastern Kentucky based on that reason that I think Lipscomb should have been a 4-point favorite. If Quinnipiac's at home, and I'm seeing some books having it priced at 3.5. Dude, I'm only minus 186 on the money line. I'm not giving out a minus 186 money line, but I'm just saying it just looks fishy to me. I don't know where Rider has the advantage. I'm not seeing it. Maybe on the rebounds. Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, Quinnipiac can also rebound their 31% offensive rebound possessions, and then they're only allowing an offensive board 26% of defensive possessions. So they can crash the glass too. But they are 6'8", 6'9" down low, where it's Rider sitting at 6'9", 6. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I lean Quinnipiac. The line does kind of stink, but when Rider's giving teams 25 free throw attempts a game and Quinnipiac shoots 78% and they'll be at home, and they're not fouling teams 29th in the country, only 25% of possessions end up in 25% between their free throws attempted and field goal allowed number here. That makes no sense when you try to explain it like that. Let me just
DJ Dudley on
16%. 16 opponent free throws a game. So they're not fouling as much.
I got to shout out DJ Dudley, though, on Rider. Averaged 27 points in high school. Good freshman for Rider. Rider's a young team. They definitely got some hoopers based on the few games I've actually watched Rider, and I've watched Quinnipiac as well. I feel like I have a better read, and I just like want to take Quinnipiac, but it's like just seeing that like off the basis of watching them play, but seeing Rider, it definitely would be like I'm not going to give it out tomorrow, but it's also like, is this a play where I'm just like my heart says to bet Quinnipiac and my head is telling me to bet Rider? That's where I'm like, go with your heart every time, right? So.
Right, I hear you.
Go Bearcats, Bobcats, whatever you are. So, what else do we got? More NEC Friday night.
Just Kobe's talking about this Oakland game. I'm not sure if they won. I think it was a 4-point game late, like 91-95 last I saw. But yeah, I think that was like a 7.5 point spread last night, and it was down 3 points. So yeah, it was a 7.5 spread. I'm not going crazy. That crashed. Milwaukee's not that good of a team. Oakland probably should have rolled, but Oakland kind of has some question marks after their good start to the year. Now they've been a little suspect here, so we'll have to monitor them going into the future here. I am just trying to pull up this.
That's crazy.
Utah Arizona State game. Anyway, yes, it was crazy. It crashed damn near half the line.
Yeah, some people. It's crazy that it moved to 4.5 too. I don't know. That's this classic CBB. What else we got?
We'll save the best for last year. Let's do Bowling Green at Akron. Bowling Green is catching 9.5 at Akron after they were just laying 10 points at home to Eastern Michigan, and they won in overtime by 2. Now you're heading to Akron, and Akron I was thoroughly impressed by. That same Bonaventure game last Saturday, I believe it was, had us stumped. It felt stinky. Fucking maximum allowed bullshit. My bad. Anyway, yeah, ESPN, you suck. I was impressed by that game. They kept the Bonnies held down for the most part. Granted, it was a neutral court, but it was NBA rims, and I love betting overs and shit for NBA rims just because that's what the NBA cares about: points. No one gives a shit about defense and low scores. So I liked it to go over. And St. Bonaventure's a team that can run it up. They were held in check. So I was pretty impressed by Akron there. Akron is elite inside the arc. They're shooting 55%. Their offense is elite, also 54% effective field goal. They're crashing the defensive glass. Offense is about middle of the pack, but defensively, 27% of possessions are ending up for the other team, which is great because the national average is about 29.5%. So they're cutting down 2.5% off the glass, which is doing a lot for them, transitioning and keeping teams off the board. But their free throws, 71%. It's not too shabby. Bowling Green, I'm not impressed with offensively. They're 65% from free throw, 30% from the free throw line, 27% offensive rebounds. So they're not getting second chances anyway. They like to crash the defensive glass, keep you from scoring second chance as long as they don't score second chance. They don't force turnovers whatsoever. They don't force turnovers, and luckily that should help kind of Akron not cough up the ball as much. But I think Akron probably rolls in this one. I think we're getting a lot of points here for Bowling Green, but they've played nobody. Lipscomb, I guess Lipscomb, they won by 20 something, but Canisius by 4. Southern Indiana, nobody very impressive since November 26th. So give me Akron coming off of the dominant Northern Illinois win, the close St. Bonaventure win. They beat Gardner-Webb to Bradley. Give me Akron tomorrow. I think they roll.
Don't love this play, but give me the over on it. Bowling Green looked like they've played the last 15. I mean, their overs have been pretty consistent this season, and then last year in conference play, they had a lot of overs hit as well. A different team. I think I'm with you on Akron. I'm not going to lay the points, but I would lean the over there. I think Akron's going to compete with Bowling Green. They don't run the pace really well. Akron plays good defense, and so does Bowling Green, which kind of scares me. so I might wait until maybe it drops down. But seeing those stats and trends, I think that's worth it. Akron's hit their team total over in the last 19 out of 29 games as well. That's really huge. But Bowling Green has trended towards their team total unders. So this is one that's going to be a total coin flip, and I'm curious to see the line movement. But I would lean the over. Maybe it'll drop a couple points at most. But I think it could easily get into 140s, 140 mark, but not in the 150s. No way. Hope you're on muty.
Feels like far too many points. So give me I'm with you. Give me Akron. Probably not going to play this game whatsoever. And then the second to last, this is a good game here. Boise State is laying 5.5 at San Jose State here. Boise State is coming in off of the Utah Valley 22-point drumming. They lost by 5 to Washington State on a neutral. They did beat St. Mary's in North Texas this year, along with VCU. So they got some good wins. San Francisco, they won. Virginia Tech, they hung in, lost by 7. Butler beat them by 16. But this is a good team. I mean, Tyson Dagenhart, you got Max Rice, and who's the other guy? Let me find his name. Chibuzo Agbo. So they've got some really good players. San Jose State, they're not they're all right. I mean, they can shoot, but when they run into a team that can play defense, they're not that great. They struggle to score because they love to shoot threes and live at the 3-point line, which is exactly what Boise State defends almost the best. They're giving up the opponent points. Yeah, they're only giving up 23.5% of your points from 3-point line, which is top 10, top 15 in the country, I want to say. Top 20, 23.5 is 20th exactly. So that's where this game's going to be won and lost, plain and simple. Boise State will have the rebounding advantage. But if San Jose just has one of those nights where the shots are falling, they'll definitely hang into this game, but I don't think that's going to happen. They've got Boise State's got Colorado State on deck, so that could be a bit of a look-ahead spot, but I don't think San Jose State's going to come in and bully Boise State. I don't think Boise State is going to go to San Jose and get bullied around. That arena is not really too crazy, so give me Boise State with the 5.5. Kind of scary. I like a lot of favorites tomorrow, but yeah, give it to me.
I'm finally battling. I'm just excited. I'm going to go take the Spartans. I know on paper that Boise State is the better rebounding team, the better team at forcing turnovers. Boise State is the better team at shooting the ball a little bit. Or no, excuse me. San Jose State's better at shooting the ball, but Boise State can defend it pretty well as well, especially on the threes. They don't defend inside too much very well. But San Jose State shoots a lot of 3-pointers, and Boise. That's the one thing that scares me of taking that. But I'll take the money line, sprinkle it. San Jose State, they're gonna have some juice, and it's gonna be one of those weird firepower games. But yeah, I'll lean the spread. Take a little sprinkle on the money line. Love Tim Miles. Love him. But San Jose State has screwed me over a lot this season. And not a lot, but just the 2 times I've bet on them. But they've played well. They played well against Wyoming. So I am nervous about that. But coming off a loss too, I think they can come in hot and win in their home court, or at least cover. Boise State's a much better team, though. It definitely scares me. So because San Jose State's got kind of a look ahead with San Diego State. But I think this isn't really a look ahead. I think it's just oh shit, we got Boise State and San Diego State coming up next, for San Jose State this year. But Tim Miles will have them boys cooking. I'll battle you guys on Boise State. Yes, thanks, Colby. Tim Miles, love him. You're on mute.
Son of a bitch. All right, let me start over. I'm Benedicting myself here. I'm actually going to go with San Jose. Too bad.
My
Put the
gosh.
Dukes down. Put the Dukes down. We're San Jose State here. Now, this is similar to the Tulsa-Memphis game today. Tulsa and Minnesota Michigan, you could argue. The strength of schedule, the schedule they've played, in no shape or form was anywhere close. And Boise State by far has played a much, much tougher schedule. However, Boise State, I don't think they really give two shits about San Jose State for the most part, especially on the road when you have to go home for Colorado State, Isaiah Stevens and company. I think San Jose probably, you know what? I think they might catch them outright too. This is Friday night. This is as lit as the place is going to get probably for most of the year. This is one of their bigger games. They got Boise, San Diego State at home. Other than that, yeah, conference play. Obviously, there's some other big games I'm looking at here, but this is still big game, part of the conference play to kick it off here. And you're gonna get Boise State at home, coming off of a drilling at Utah Valley at home. Now they got to go on the road quick before they go back home for Colorado State. I think you're right. I think San Jose probably catches them. Definitely cover. And yeah, it's worth a sprinkle on the money line, 100%. Yeah, just like those other two games today, they didn't play much teams, but you know what? They showed up. They played. The team is who they are.
I'm pretty consistent with 0.5 and not 0.1, 0.5 and 1 unit plays, but I might be like a 0.25 on San Jose State money line parlayed with another plus money. I think we liked something. Didn't we just talk about something? I don't know. I'll figure it out. We can move on. Butler. Let's take a lot of Butler, and we're gonna take San Jose State as well. They say a lot of good things about me on the money line. Not gonna add an NEC team into there. That's gross. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But although I am confident, but I think Quinnipiac, those teams are gonna be in a ton of parlays tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not adding them. No way.
No. All right. Next game. I think we got 3 games left, including the big one. Right quick, Miami, Ohio at Toledo.
There's the big one. For that? No, this is gross. Miami, Ohio stinks. They freaking. I watched them win against Vermont outright in some wild fashion, which was an awesome game to watch earlier in the year. And now I watched them blow it against Western Michigan at home. I have no lean on this whatsoever. I'm not taking minus 11.5. I guess take the over if you have a play. But that's priced pretty accordingly. But if Miami, Ohio, if you lean them to cover, definitely take the over because they'll have to score high 70s to stay with Toledo and cover. I think Toledo can easily score a ton of points here, of course, like they normally do, especially at home. They're going to be in the team totals high 80s, or not high 80s, but mid 80s. 86 against Ohio, 81 against West Virginia, and they were out of that game for a little bit. Only 60 against Vermont, but 88 against Marshall, 84 against Northern Iowa, 69 against Oakland. That was a weird game. So yeah, I'll lean the over on that, but I'm not touching the spread. I hate Miami, Ohio, and I don't like them this year. So
I don't blame you. I'm actually kind of maybe looking at Toledo here. They can really they love to go inside the paint and score. And Miami, Ohio hates playing defense and physical defense inside the paint. They bottom 12 sorry, I just had it here. Son of a biscuit. Pull this back. There we go.
Son of a biscuit.
Miami. All right, Miami of Ohio. Here we go. They are 346 in the country, allowing 57.8% of points coming from inside the arc. And Toledo is a top dog. 56.5% of their points come from inside the arc. That's a top 58 in the country. So I think if Toledo wants to, they're going to bully the shit out of Miami, Ohio down low. Miami does not rebound whatsoever. Toledo, defensively, they don't really care to, but offensively, they can. I think in this game, they probably will. But what's scary is laying 11.5 points with a team that's bottom 11 in the country and defense all around. Toledo they don't care to play defense. They just want you to score or miss so they can get the ball back and go back and score themselves. Anything, I will lean Toledo team total over just because they can get to the rim as much as they want. But Miami, Ohio, elite 3-point defensive team. So, I mean, if anything, I don't know. It's kind of gross with these two teams, but maybe an under here. because if Miami's taking away the 3 ball, that's going to save a lot on the over under. Toledo can shoot free throws well. They don't defend, but guess what? Miami of Ohio just sucks. They like to shoot the 3 ball, and Miami or Toledo will let them do that. But if they're not falling, it's going to be a tough day for Miami, Ohio to score some points there. So as nasty as it is, I kind of lean the under in this game. Just going over that.
We'll battle it out on the sweaty totalness.
I'm not betting this game.
No, I'll lean Toledo with you. I think it's a smash spot. Maybe lean their team total over, but we can battle on the leans of over unders in this game. I think it's the right play with Miami, Ohio. Can they match it? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. They're a weird team, man. They are helter skelter. They are absolutely up and down, in and out, Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, whatever. I don't know about that team. And love me some good Mac. Love me some good Mac, of course. But, man, Miami, Ohio.
I feel you.
So, what's next? The next big
2 games left. Did we talk about Niagara and Manhattan yet?
I think we did. Oh, before the show, we did.
We did because I remember. I believe so.
No, we just did before the show.
Okay. Well, what you got?
You lean Niagara. I'm gonna take the Jaspers. I'm not locking this, but both these teams terrible at defense. Manhattan's offense is awful. 362nd in free throws in this season. 254 3-point percentage, 344 second 2-point percentage, block percentage, steal percentage, free throws attempted / field goals attempted 18.4 is what I meant. Sorry, not free throw percentage, but 362nd for Manhattan. You smell that? I'm diving into the shit. Let's go to freaking Manhattan and see a freaking play. Go Jaspers at home against Niagara. Niagara's got some hoopers though, man. So definitely a sketchy play.
Yeah, lean Niagara, but I'm not touching this game. It's stinky. I mean, their offense is better, but they don't play defense either. So, if Jaspers at home could maybe get hot, you find the win. I mean, they did beat Bryant this year. Mount St. Mary's they beat. Niagara's not a murderer's row competition. They beat nobody inside of 319 KenPom and a D2 school. So it's going to be nasty. What do we got? Colby saying, sign me up to fade Greg Paulus and Niagara. You guys don't even know what sport he likes. I can't argue any of this. My one thing I did with Niagara this year was bet them against Syracuse, fading Syracuse, big home dog or favorite before break. That was it. It worked. I don't know if I want to test my luck and back Niagara again, especially laying points on the road. But Manhattan is literal poverty. They're so bad. So lean Manhattan, lean Niagara, but absolutely no play for me.
Colby, do you like basketball Greg Paulus more or football Greg Paulus more as quarterback? Got to ask that question. Feel free to share. I hate Duke, so I don't know. But
Duke.
Sorry, he started for 1 year. I think he played football for 1 year, right? For Syracuse.
It wasn't much. The name sounds faintly familiar. I know he played football, but how much? I don't know.
Oh, this is
also Arizona State's beating Utah. What the fuck?
I know. You kind of called Arizona State out last night, didn't you?
I did.
That's when I came in.
2 wins were lucky.
I came in kind of late because of what happened, but yeah. So,
we'll see what happens. A lot of game left. USF was yanking my shit around until late, and then they decided to pull it together.
Let's talk about the worst slate on the worst game on the slate.
Yeah, I'm good on talking about this game. So,
yeah, I am too.
Kobe says Syracuse, baby, nothing like being a in-conference trader. Oh yeah, you gotta love the traders.
Love it, Colby. Thanks for listening and commenting in. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'll be with you, kid. Especially not Duke basketball. Shooting guard Greg Paulus. I want quarterback Greg Paulus. Yep. So. Purdue and Mackey Arena laying 10.5 against Illinois. Give me the under. This is a Arizona, Colorado type under. Big Ten under. Somehow, some way under 155 will hit. Purdue might smash, but I think this is going to be where Illinois can make it a 8 to 9 point game. But I'm not taking Illinois and Mackey Arena with all their turmoil. I have no idea on this game, to be honest. I think taking an under is crazy as well too. With these two teams,
I don't hate it.
They lack pace, but they shoot the ball really well, and that's one thing that scares me. But two defensive-minded teams in the Big Ten, people are going to be jumping on that over, seeing Illinois and Purdue's history this season. Makes you want to dive into it.
The under's catching 73% of the money on VSiN right now.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the under 155 then if it's going to move to 53 then, 54.
Yeah, it's already down a point, according to VSiN. So,
shout out VSiN.
Yeah, I mean, splits don't mean shit. Green Bay was catching 78% of the bets and 24% of the money today, and still fucking dog walk Detroit. So, splits don't mean shit. Yeah, and Connecticut's getting 90% of the bets, so tells you where everybody's kind of feeling about it.
Yep.
Let's play the damn game, ESPN. I just clicked on the Arizona-Utah game.
But yeah, I think Purdue's got the advantage here, though. Both teams don't really force turnovers. Illinois doesn't at all. Illinois can rebound, so it's gonna be how they match up with Edey. I'm gonna like some player props here. Got to shout out my guy, Vegas knows best. Braden Smith has been priced at around 10.5 to 12.5 points. If it's anywhere around there, I'll take that. He's been coming up strong this season. He was weak last season in the big games. Still a great player. But he was a freshman, true freshman starting. There's a lot of time to gel, and he's really became in the gel this season. He either is a feast or famine type person, 2 points against Iowa, 2 against Jacksonville, 7 against Eastern Kentucky. But he's dishing the ball off in those games. He's trying to spread it around, give some love. 14 against Maryland, 26 against Arizona, 12 against Northwestern, 19 against Texas Southern. And the key to Purdue constantly winning is, can Fletcher Lawyer shoot? Can Braden Smith shoot? Outside of Edey getting his classic 25, right? So, yeah. I'll lean Purdue, won't take the points. I lean the under right now. We'll see how I feel in the morning.
Yeah.
I think
one thing I've noticed with Illinois, they've played tough. Well, when they've played tough defensive teams, that's when they kind of get bogged down a little bit. Marquette was a 71-64 game in Illinois. Tennessee put up 86. It was 86-79. So I mean, they still put up some points, I guess you could argue there. But stronger defensive teams have come out on top. I mean, everybody else is offensive oriented. FAU, they beat them by 9. We all know how I feel about that game. Missouri, no defense, all offense. They lost by 24 points. So I think what Purdue's, and this is going to be a slugfest here. Like, let's be honest here. Purdue's got the best guy in the country, Zach Edey. The guards are playing at phenomenal levels right now. Lance Jones is really coming into himself and playing great ball. Fletcher, when he's on, he's on. There's nobody who can shoot the ball better in the country than that kid. Gillis and Kaufman-Red, they've been fine. I think this spread's big, and they're asking you for Illinois money. Granted, Terrence Shannon is gone. We all know what's going on with that, but he's gone. I think they're kind of asking for some serious Illinois money because, I mean, it's a Big Ten game after all. Granted, it's in Mackey, but double digits with an Illinois team that's still pretty damn good, unfortunately. But
Domask will stink too. He'll stink in Mackey Arena. I'm just, Coleman Hawkins as well. I mean, I'm with you. I think Purdue is the play. You're going to talk me into it, and that's why I kind of like the under even because I don't think Illinois will match them, which makes me based on the logic with Miami and Toledo, is taking Purdue in the situation.
Yep. But here's the only issue is Illinois' guards tower over Purdue's. Damask is 6'6", Harmon is 6'4", Rogers is
Lanky.
6'6", Goody's 6'7", Guerriere is 6'8", Hawkins 6'10", Dange is 6'9". So outside of Edie having the edge down low, size wise, Braden Smith's 6 foot, Jones is 6'1", Lawyer's 6'4", but he's just scrawny as shit. Gillis is 6'6". I mean, they may have to play a little bit more Cam Heidi a little bit tomorrow, just to kind of get some size out there. So I think that's going to be maybe a bit of a problem, or Illinois can take advantage of first half. But I think Purdue's going to find a way to get this game covered and roll them by at least 12 or 13. I mean, I just struggle to see how Illinois is going to have Dumbask and Guerriere, Hawkins all step up and make giant plays for them. I mean, you might as well take Edie PRA or just rebounds, because there's going to be nobody down low that can bang with them size wise for those rebounds. And if we think this is an under, it's going to be a lot of missed shots. So I would lean Edie rebounds and points, also along with Purdue in the under. So maybe I might fire on a player prop there just because of Edie's size advantage. He's what, 7'4"? Yeah, 7'4". So there's going to be nobody within 6 inches of him on the floor. So give me the ED rebounds. I'll more likely be on, and then Purdue -10.5.
Yeah, that's a good call out on like the Braden Smith. Like, it's one of those plays that you just got to take consistently because he's going to do it. You know, he's going to win 18 to 20 out of 29, 30 something games they play, right? But yeah, I mean that's a good call out though about Illinois' guards and their defense against him. So I do like the ED play there as well. But yeah.
I would lean rebounds over.
Mackey will be rocking. They'll be rocking in there too, man. Yeah. I'm not biased to IU. I really want to see a Mackey Arena game. It's going to be. I heard they're electric. It's very amphitheater. It's
a bowl.
Yeah, it's just a fish bowl. You're coming into our place and you're going to get ran over, and they don't shut up, and their student section is actually pretty good. So
they got an elite student section, both ends of the floor too. So yeah, you don't get rid of them whatsoever.
No, and they're right in your face almost, and you can see them, with that weird little arc kind of right on the TV. So yeah, man. Yeah,
it'll be a good game. I lean Purdue spread, but I'm a little torn because that is a big number for a Big Ten game. I mean, the same thing happened with Villanova last night. People were on 8.5 because it felt like it was a smash spot. 1 point win. So I don't know. Probably I'm going to play the ED rebounds just because I think it's an underplay, and there's going to be nobody with the size advantage. So unless he gets in foul trouble, he's going to be the main culprit grabbing rebounds all game long. So that is where I lean with that. Do you have anything official that you are on right now, or are you still figuring it out?
I have everything circled right now. I can lock some up real quick. Let's see. Give me the under in Fairfield, Siena. I think we had 140, 139.5. Yeah, I'll lock that up now. Sure, I'll sprinkle Butler money line in there too. Why not? Just nothing crazy. Just a little Salt Bay of a little Butler Bulldogs fighting the Huskies. Good dog fight.
Yeah, I'm actually going to play Butler too, but I'm going to sit on this. I think it's going to go up a little bit. I think we can probably get another half point, maybe a point out of this thing. And also push up that money line too. So I'll probably anything that's under like 3.5, 4 to 1. I generally put a half unit. And if it's under 2 to 1, I throw a unit on it. So I'll be putting a half unit on whatever Butler money line is tomorrow, along with the spread. And then I am officially on Fairfield -5. I think they wreck Siena. Does the line stink a little bit? Yes, but I'm just going to roll with it. Same with the Green Bay line today. Quinnipiac I likes, but that game reeks. No touch on that. ED rebounds I will be on. And then the San Jose State Gonna see where that line moves, but I'm also liking that 5.5 and 195 also there. Outright. I think they'll catch him.
I think I didn't even write that play down. I'm an idiot. Let me write it down real quick. Yeah, that's a good matchup. Gillis on Damas. Yeah, that's a really good matchup.
Gillis is a dog. It's just what he does. He's just a mercenary on defense.
That's why I think people are going to take the over, but I like the under. I think it's just that Big Ten gritty kind of game. It's going to be like a 79, 68 maybe, or who knows. A lot of teams, Purdue can score 80 pretty easily, which makes me scared of it. But I think the defensive battle is going to be huge. We'll see if Illinois can score tomorrow, which they've proven that they can, especially in the big spots in the big games. So it is kind of a fade of what they normally do. But
swear to God, if ASU covers another game, I'm going to lose it.
Is there any live? I'm going to see if there's any live.
I don't know. I think it was 5.5. It's 3.5 now. Arizona State scores this fucking possession. God damn it.
Washington State, that game stinks. 24-19. That game stinks. Oh, Utah's up, though?
No, they're down 2.
Oh, they're down 2?
Oh, now they're up by 1.
Yeah, I see them up by 1.
36-35.
4.5. Yeah, damn, I wish I took – if Utah was at plus money, I wish I hit that low-key.
Arizona State's just shooting pretty damn good right now. It's got to change a little bit. My whole cap was that they're not getting rebounds and they got to shoot over the tallest team in the country. So eventually, at some point, these shots have got to stop falling here. And bang, there's the shot.
I'm soft for not taking Hawaii. That was a lean I had with Hawaii. I think it was like 4.5.
I don't like Hawaii away from the island, so I stayed off. But they were the better team.
And I'm soft on this too. Pacific San Francisco lean. It was 133.5 over under. The live's at 163 right now.
Damn.
The over is hit in San Francisco's last 20 conference games. 20. I don't care if it's a new San Francisco team that we don't really know and not the same running, gunning team, but they are in the WAC or the WCC, man, in the West Coast. When those teams come together, they're like, let's just score 80 together and put on a freaking show, right? So
word. Washington State's team total 63.5 right now. They got 21 winding down the first half here. So that's something to keep an eye on there. Might be playing that. And it's just dropped down to 62. So something to keep an eye on. But yeah, that is everything. I'll be tweeting out whatever I have tonight. Sure Huff will. If he has anything tonight, he will also. But Colby, thanks for popping in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us while we go over this. We will we're not going to do a show tomorrow. We're going to do one Saturday morning. So we will see you guys in, I guess, a day and a half or so, roughly.
Yeah, won't be hungover Saturday. It's staying in after a expensive weekend in Nashville. Fun weekend in Nashville, but we got to win those units back this week, which we did back this weekend for sure.
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace, guys.